it's been a little bit of a day. But that's no excuse. I didn't want. You were the last call that I was making before I headed help because we got to be back tonight for the football game.
Okay.
So I'm sorry that it took me so long, but we've been working on this the entire day. Obviously, we've had to. I wasn't here yesterday, but being the discipline coordinator, first of all, I'm sorry that this happened to you. Okay, I did see the video of the incident, and I will tell you, Ella's not. I don't think that she's altogether blameless on this, but she certainly didn't start this. I do see in the video that you are sitting one seat away from this boy, and then when the girl with the blonde hair moves, you come sit next to him, and that's the seat that apparently causes the problem. So whatever it is, I think there was a couple of opportunities where you could have made a little bit of a better choice. But having said that, I'm sorry that happened to you. There's no excuse for somebody coming around the table and kind of, trying to pull you out of your seat and kicking you and all that stuff. So I'm sorry, okay? All that to say, we've been dealing with that situation, obviously, figuring out, in terms of consequence, what we need to do. I understand that you also are interested in pressing charges. And so that is a separate situation that will happen. In terms of the school, as far as Ella is concerned, we're going to put her on a no contact contract with these other two young ladies, and we're going to look to make sure that they don't have the same lunch. Okay. We're going to try to move their lunches, but sometimes our schedules make it difficult. I will try my best not to move Ella's lunch, but if I have to, what I'll do is make sure that it doesn't impact her other classes. Okay. Whenever these moves are necessary, that what we do is we try at first not to disrupt the rest of the classes, and if we have to move some stuff around, we at least like to keep you with the same teachers so that you don't have to form a relationship with a new teacher or anything like that. But I'm going to try not to do that. I'm going to try to move the other girls. Okay? The no contact contract I actually have here, so I'm glad you're here. It basically says, I'm sorry.
Students waiting for bus 5, please make your way to the 600 building as it has arrived, and bus 10 has just pulled down the driveway. Please make your way to the 600 building for both bus 5 and bus 10. Thank you. Have a great weekend.
So no contact contracts basically mean we understand that there's an issue here between these young ladies. We want the issue to kind of just be done and over with, right? They will continue to go to the same school, but we want them to exist in kind of separate spheres, right? And not to talk to each other or about each other or post messages about each other online or send friends to deliver messages or any of that kind of stuff. We just want to make sure that you kind of ignore them and that they ignore you, and that you know what to do if for some reason they were to reach out to you or approach you or anything. Do you know what you should do if that happens?
Not respond.
Well, not only that, but you need to come and tell the nearest adult, right? Whether it's a custodian or an admin or a teacher or a counselor, you need to walk up to the nearest.
Last call for students riding bus 5 and bus 10. Both buses have arrived. Please make your way to the 600 building.
Hello. Oh, I'm okay. Thank you. No, está vacío. Gracias.
Sorry.
So the way you should respond is approach the nearest adult and go, I'm not even supposed to be talking to them. Can you please get them away from me? Because we'll be able to see that, right? Mm-hmm. Now, should you be approaching these young ladies?
I never will again.
Good. Or posting about them or sending friends to deliver messages. You shouldn't do anything, because if they come to me saying that, I'm going to ask for, show me what she sent or tell me where she approached you. And then if we can corroborate, then you get in big trouble. Okay. Mm-hmm. But it's meant to basically protect both parties and make sure that this issue ends. Okay. That it doesn't start again. In terms of consequence, like I said, Mom, there's no consequence for her, but this contract is just a way to try to prevent anything from happening as a result of this. Now, that's the school side of thing. The legal side of thing, you'd have to talk to one of our SROs. I know Officer Williams is here until about 4 o'clock, so once we're done, I'm happy to walk up there with you so that you can talk to him about what that's going to look like. But other than that, what questions do you have for me?
I want to know, from what I understand, you can't tell me her punishment, but I really don't intend to send Ella back to school with someone that would come physically attack her like that and still come to this school. Mm-hmm. I don't understand why. I can't know for my daughter's own safety, but I mean, I believe she needs to be expelled. Mm-hmm. You don't physically attack another student. And especially with everything going on these days, like where does it start and where does it end? Yeah. So that is my thing. She need not come to this school.
Right. No, I understand what you're saying.
And I say Jenna took up the cause, but
Emily has been bullying me.
Emily is the instigator,
She
and she's
absolutely
laughing, sitting on her foot, enjoying the show, and needs some kind of consequences because she's created
And
this.
personally, with all due respect, that contract is not going to do anything.
Okay.
As long as they are attending the school, they will be out to get me, and they will talk about me.
Okay.
And I think as far as like, you guys can't control and like seeing each other in class change, and I don't
That's
want
correct.
to have to deal with having to see my attacker every single day at this school. I believe that Jenna Dorsey especially needs to be expelled.
I just think too, Emily, and I know her history. I believe she got kicked out of elementary school for fights. She was homeschooled all through middle school. She's on medication for voices and stuff. She's a loose cannon, but quite a smart girl, because she didn't physically touch Ella, but she certainly revved Jenna up to do all the work.
She
While she
instigated
sits back.
everything.
And I think
Between
she's
me and Jenna.
dangerous.
Well, unfortunately, you're right. I can't talk about any of that, right? I can tell you that both those young ladies are on this contract. So the intention, the conversation that I'm having with you is the same conversation that I've had with them and with their parents as well, to sort of explain to them the seriousness of the consequences were they to violate this contract in any way, not just physical, but also verbal or on social media, right? And so that's important. Now, of course, again, in terms of consequence, I can't get into specifics. All I can say is we have dealt with the issue. You know, we have assigned consequence. I really can't talk to you about any specifics. But in terms of the students continuing to be at this school, that's something that I think we need to make sure that we figure out, if they are coming back to this school, how to make sure that they do it in a way that doesn't let this issue fester. Right? So that Ella doesn't have to walk around here looking over her shoulder, right? That's the whole
exactly
goal
right.
of us meeting with everybody. The goal is, I want Ella worried about one thing when she's here, and that's when her next quiz is, right? That's the only thing you should be worried about.
I agree.
Not who's saying anything or anything like that. So we have had this same conversation with not just the students that are in this situation, but with any student that we put on a contract to understand, look, if this contract were to be violated, there's a very high likely chance that they would go to a tribunal and possibly be sent to the alternative school, you know, for an extended period of time. We're doing that so that the issue kind of is put to rest. I guess that's the goal. But you're right. No, I cannot be out there at every class. I mean, I am out there at every class change, but you know what I mean. So, obviously, you know, if you ever feel or hear of something, that's where we depend on you, because you guys get more information than we do, right? If you ever get any information or you get an inkling or something, my door's always open, except for after school. My door's always open. You're welcome to come here and say, look, I think that I heard something or somebody told me. Come here, we'll investigate it, we'll look into it as thoroughly as we can and determine whether or not, you know, if there's something to that or not. So, I mean, that's something that we can offer. But other than that, like I said, in terms of specific consequence or what should or shouldn't happen to the other students, I just can't get into it. I'm sorry.
I hear what you're saying. I appreciate your time, and I want you to know that I won't stop until I know the girl is gone.
Yes.
So I already have an attorney's name. I have Facebook group ready to protest if, and I have an open records request in the process to see the video myself.
Okay.
And if I need to go to the news or whatever, the girl need not go to this school. If it's acceptable for someone to walk up to my daughter, regardless of what seat she's sitting in, and physically assault her, and the girl's lucky that it ended up just with some bruises and knots and stuff. But what's next? I mean, Grayson High School, a kid gets stabbed. Norcross High School, a kid gets shot. So I'm not going to sit back and think that it's okay for me to not know her consequence, which whatever, if you can't tell me, I'll find out on my own. But I will not stop until she is dealt with.
And especially, what are you teaching her? She
Or
gets to
anyone
still
else in
come
the
to this
school.
school and see me and know that she has that power over me, of me having
She
to
made a
look at
poor
her every
choice.
day.
But that was her choice.
Yeah.
And in my
And she
opinion, there's a
deserves
consequence
the
for assault.
consequences of it.
If
I
I
agree.
went up to someone on the street and did what she did to my daughter, I'd be in jail.
Jenna
right
would be
now.
in jail if she was an adult.
So that's
So-
where I stand, just to be clear.
Yes, ma'am.
So
Yeah, I understand.
we can make it as big or little as we want. We can solve the problem and move on,
Right.
or we can drag it out.
Okay.
That's where I
understand.
am.
I understand that. Thank you. would you like me to call Officer Williams and let him know we're coming up there, or
Sure.
okay? All right, give me just a second. Officer Williams, please.
Is Officer Williams the one that called me yesterday?
I believe. Oh, maybe it's. I don't
Hey,
know.
Tony, are you near your phone where I can call you?
Because I saw the other officer up there, so it might be. I think it isn't the other one.
Copy, and I'll call you in your office, or? Hey, I could call you on your cell phone if I need to. Sorry, trying to find this number.
Mhm.
Hey, Tony, I'm here with Miss Backard and with Ella, the student from yesterday, in the cafeteria. And so I've been talking to her about the school side of things, but she's interested in talking to you about the legal side of things. Would you mind if we walked up there so that you can, so you can speak with her, or are you available? Okay, all right, perfect. We'll head that way. All right, thank you. Bye-bye. Okay, yeah, he said just to give him about 5 minutes, and then we can meet up in the front of the 600 building,
Okay.
or I can drop you off. And I actually have to look. I said I'll just get
Okay.
my stuff and get. But I'll walk with you if you'd like, ma'am. Obviously, unless you don't want to. If you want to walk on your own, you're welcome.